Hey everybody, welcome to Module 6. You've done it. You've made it through all of the life group training. I can imagine it feels a little bit like you have been drinking from a fire hose of life group information. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take all of that information and we're going to filter it through why you decided to become a life group leader in the first place, and hopefully give you a few goals to set you on the path for success for the coming year. What we know as a life group leader team is that we could give you a checklist of things that you could do to lead your life group. We could tell you to pray with your group, to meet every week, to cover text, community, and mission. And those things would help you lead, but they wouldn't keep you engaged when the stuff of life hits the fan of life and everything goes a little bit crazy. What's really going to keep you engaged is knowing why you decided to lead and really engaging with your own vision and your own mission. So we're going to cover the life group leader self-coaching worksheet and help you get to some of those goals. As I was preparing this worksheet, I was really inspired by the story of Moses. If you remember, Moses was leading a massive life group. The entire nation of Israel was going from slavery to the promised land. And this group, at one point in time, they ended up with the Egyptian army behind them and the Red Sea in front of them. And Moses and the people are like, what are we going to do? We don't know how God is going to move. And God says to Moses, stretch your staff out over the water. And God's job was to part the sea, but Moses had a single step to take. What I really want to encourage you to do is to dream big about what God could possibly do. The Bible tells us that God is able to do immeasurably more than all we could ask or imagine. I pray that as you're going through this, you would ask God for really big things. And then when we get to the end, you're going to have a couple of goals to really help you step forward or stretch out your arm over what might happen next. So let's get started and going through your self-coaching worksheet. All right, here we are on the screen, and we're looking at your life group leader self-coaching worksheet. Essentially what you're going to do when you come to this is follow the prompts. But what I want you to remember is that this coaching worksheet is for you as a leader. So it's not a checklist. If some of the questions don't work for you and you want to tweak them, that's fine. If you're the type of person who would rather get together with your co-leader at a coffee shop and talk through these ideas instead of journaling them, that's fine. If you need to write it all down or use a whiteboard, do whatever you need to do to make this worksheet work for you. In this first section here, you're going to do this section called Knowing Your Why. It really goes into why you became a life group leader in the first place. They're going to be different for everybody, and there is no wrong answer. So just spend some time thinking and praying through that, and then move on to the section that talks about you as a leader. If you took the 5 Voices assessment, that's going to help you identify your strengths as a leader versus some of your places where you have opportunity for growth. It's important to identify your strengths and then those places where you might need to find somebody in your group to balance you. Each section of this worksheet has a brainstorming session. That brainstorm session, in each one, I'm asking you to come up with at least 5 ideas. And what I want you to know here is that those 5 ideas, they're not things I'm asking you to do. 5 ideas is really a coaching idea where when you list at least 5 things, it's kind of like telling your brain, oh, we're in creative mode, and you might actually come up with better ideas. But if you don't make it to 5, you haven't quite turned on that creative mode. So I'm just going to encourage you to think through ideas and then list them over here in this growth ideas column. And remember, all you're doing is coming up with ideas. You're not committing to anything. You're just dreaming about what's possible for yourself and your group. So you're going to finish your Know Your Why section. And then you're going to move into this text, community, and mission goals section. You're going to list in this first portion goals that are specific to you that you want to accomplish between now and December. If you're a person who already feels pretty good in the text, feel free not to make any goals there and to maybe move your goals to more community and mission, or for whichever category works for you. And then list again 5 ideas for yourself to grow in over the next few months. As you move on to text, community, and mission goals for your group, you have these ideas that you're going to be working on between now and May. Think through imagining what you want your group to accomplish, and then just come up with ideas and dream and make a list of what that might look like in several months. Brainstorm your ideas, make a list. When you're done with this first side of the worksheet, flip it over. And now you're actually going to take those goals and you're going to work them down to the things that are most important to you. So I want you to look at the list that you've done here at the beginning. Over here in this section, you're going to be looking at all of your different ideas. And what you're going to say is, which of these ideas Which of these ideas work well for why I want to lead a life group? Which of these ideas really could have the biggest impact personally or for my group? And from those ideas, list the top 3. Think, pray, choose up to the top 3 goals, and then from those sections, you can see here you've got 3 personal goals and 3 group goals. I want you to choose and boil that down to the top 1 or 2. And I know what you're thinking. You've got all these ideas and you're like, we can accomplish more. As much as I wish that that were true, the reality is that for you to focus on everything you need to accomplish, I want you to boil down 1 to 2 main goals. If you can accomplish more, that's awesome, but really focus in on 1 or 2 goals that you want to accomplish. And then move those goals down into your September life group plan. We've provided a list of things you need to do, a checklist for you. You're gonna check off those ideas, and you're going to check off even the really logistical things that you need to do, like make sure you have snacks for the first group, make sure that you've called your people. And then in each one of those, I want you to list your meeting actions. So as an example, if you've decided to work toward growing the text study for your group, maybe in that first section, your action item is really to set that up as a goal for your group. You're just gonna say, hey, this year, we really wanna focus on diving into the text. In your second meeting, maybe you make sure that you go over the 5-step prep with your group and what that's all about. And in meeting 3, maybe you ask somebody else to come in and help you lead through that or to own one of the sections of the 5-step prep. So that's what boiling your action steps down looks like in meetings 1, 2, and 3. So this is how you use your self-coaching worksheet. It should be really self-explanatory, but if for some reason it's not, feel free to email us to ask questions. If you're having trouble coming up with ideas, we're here as a resource for you. Now that we've covered everything the worksheet is all about, it's your turn. So go ahead and take it. Use it in a way that works for you. If you run into any problems or questions, feel free to reach out to us. That's what we're here to do. We're here to support you. Thanks for making it all of the way through, and we're excited for what's going to happen with your life group. We'll catch you later.